Okay, so
Previously on One Tree Hill.
right after acquiring Quality Control, home of artists like Migos and Lil Yachty, for around $300 million, HYBE then shook the K-pop world by acquiring 14.8% of Lee Soo-man's shares of SM Entertainment, another $334 million, making them the largest shareholders of the company. Both Lee Soo-man and Bang Si-hyuk then released a joint statement declaring their partnership and plan to globalize K-pop even further and basically change the game. The co-CEOs of SM Entertainment, who previously made a deal with Kakao without Lee Soo-man knowing that was one of the catalysts that sparked this whole mess, then denounced this partnership, calling it a hostile takeover. And according to them, everyone at the company, including all the artists and employees, are against this. However, longtime OG producer for SM, Yoo Young-jin, came out with his own statement basically saying that he goes where Lee Soo-man goes, not approving the SM 3.0 vision of the co-CEOs. While Shiny's Key didn't hint one way or the other, simply saying that the company is dealing with a lot of things right now during his comeback showcase, with Super Junior also referencing the current chaos.
네, SM 말하기 좀 쉽지 않네.
넘어가죠. 카카오 한 70%
카카오?
그만해요.
아 왜?
아 나는 무서워.
카카오라네.
형도 좀 조심해야 돼.
아 왜?
형도 좀.
And then today, along with accusing Lee Soo-man of trying to buy land to build casinos and other tourist attractions, while also trying to legalize marijuana so that people could, quote, enjoy the music and entertainment more, Chris Lee, SM CEO, and Lee Soo-man's nephew tried to expose his uncle, alleging he is the one actively ruining AESPA. This is real-life succession right now.
It's my company. You are a f***ing nobody.
According to Chris, AESPA were supposed to make a comeback this month. However, Lee Soo-man allegedly forced producer Yoo Young-jin, who we just talked about, to include references to tree planting and sustainability in their new song, even though it didn't fit the concept. Chris went on to say that the girls broke down in tears, either because the song was getting ruined, or because their comeback was ultimately cancelled by Chris, who deemed the song a complete disaster. In response to many other accusations, such as illegal business dealings, Lee Soo-man simply responded by saying, as someone who's watched his nephew grow up, this hurts his heart. Sides are being taken. We don't really know what's true and what's not right now, but it does seem like it's the artists and employees who were caught in the crossfire. While SM are dealing with problems internally, ATEEZ and their staff are dealing with problems outside. Literally. While ATEEZ's JONGHO was live streaming his free time in Berlin, he was greeted by a fan who recognized him, which is expected, and if it had stopped there, totally normal interaction. What concerned fans was that during the rest of that live stream, JONGHO started walking noticeably faster, was constantly looking around him more often, and now we might know why. Because one of the people who he may have been looking out for was the same one we saw on the live stream, who actually uploaded their own video showing what seemed like them following him. Fortunately, according to a tweet, JONGHO apparently got into his van with staff and left shortly after. I mean, JONGHO's caution is completely understood, as ATEEZ have dealt with things like tracking devices found on their vans last year. GOT7's JB seems to have also left quietly, apparently enlisting in the military this week. No send-off, no buzz cut picture, which is how he wanted to do it. Well, something else that insiders did not keep quiet was his reported breakup with special effects makeup artist, singer, and content creator Pure D. We previously talked about the two publicly confirming their relationship back in July of last year, but both sides have now confirmed the breakup while remaining good colleagues, as it was said they simply grew apart due to their busy schedules. Unfortunately, we've had quite a few injuries within the past few days. 17's The 8 recently suffered a clavicle fracture and will now have to wear a brace with his activities, which will be adjusted depending on each unique circumstance. Back in September, Golden Child's BOMIN had to go on hiatus to recover after suffering a facial fracture due to getting hit by a wooden golf club. Now, while he still has to undergo further rehabilitation treatments, he is now being allowed by medical staff to return to certain activities. And luckily, HONGJOONG's injury to his face wasn't nearly as severe. ATEEZ have kicked off the European leg of their tour, but it looks like during their show in Amsterdam, HONGJOONG accidentally hit himself with the mic so hard, it broke his front tooth during the concert. According to him, they aren't veneers, so it's his real tooth that was cracked or chipped, which he said he'll have to go to the dentist once he gets back to Korea. Fortunately, he said it doesn't hurt at the moment, but I don't know how he's gonna keep going like this until he gets home, because just talking about this makes my teeth hurt.
My tooth hurts.
Finally, we have some quick fire updates of previously discussed stories. Firstly, after all 6 MOMOLAND members left MLD Entertainment last month, it has now been confirmed that the 6 girls will not be regrouping anytime soon, rather embarking on their own individual journeys for now. Secondly, despite RAVI being suspected as one of the people who used an illegal military broker giving out false medical diagnosis in order to evade mandatory services, it turns out of the 47 people being investigated, RAVI seems to no longer be suspected, as he is not on that list. Third, it has officially been announced that all 4 members of Brave Girls will now be leaving the company as their contracts have expired, with one last song titled Goodbye. Their comeback story is one of the most memorable in K-pop history, and I'm super grateful to have seen them live on tour, soaking in all the love they deserve. Finally, just a quick recap, CIX were accused of ostracizing their own member JINYOUNG, as clips came out where it looked like fans were screaming and interrupting his ment, while the other guys were seemingly not doing anything about it. That on top of things being thrown on stage, and clips of leader VIXX saying he would use JINYOUNG as a shield during a zombie apocalypse. But their company C9 eventually came out strongly denying any internal bullying, explaining that things were being thrown on stage toward all the members, and the clip of the ment was maliciously edited to make the group look bad, proving it by uploading the full version themselves. Well, at the recent music awards, while accepting their Post-Generation award, member Seunghoon ended their speech by saying, "Also, the 5 of us get along very well and we're working on our dream together." You can then see JINYOUNG leaning in and cheering to assure that statement. We need the positive K-pop news. Stray Kids recently made unforgettable memories with 5 overseas fans as part of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, whose initiative is to support children with incurable or critical illnesses so that they don't give up on their dreams. And for the first time in forever, we got to see GDYB, Taeyang and G-Dragon reunite dancing to Vibe together, even throwing it back to their iconic Good Boy choreography. We also saw another reunion take place on the other side of the globe as Miss A's Min attended JYP's solo show in New York. I love seeing that they still have a good relationship even after all these years. Also, man, I miss Miss A. And out of all the official Korean comebacks and debuts we've had since the last video, I'm sure we'll be able to talk about some of their accomplishments soon enough. As of right now, congrats to DK, Seungkwan, and Hoshi earning the subunit's first ever music show win with their new song Fighting. And while I don't always include every single music show win outside of first career wins, TXT's recent Inkigayo trophy is really interesting because not only is it their first Inkigayo #1, it's the first time a boy group has taken home the trophy on the show since July of 2022 by 17. And not since November of last year when the abuse allegations involving Omega X and their CEO first arose, all the way until January when it was announced they were finally free after winning their lawsuit against Spire Entertainment, have we seen Omega X on stage until now. The boys finally returned at the recent music awards, where they didn't just cover songs from 17 and Shinhwa, but also showcased an unreleased song from the members themselves. Remember, they're showing up hair, makeup, performance, choreography, recording, transportation, all of that and more without the help of a company behind them. And finally, happy anniversary to ITZY, who are celebrating their 4th. And if you guys hear any more SM news in the next few hours, I'll be zoned out with Chaeryeong.
5살 유진이는 상상을 많이 해봐서 5살 유나?